It's your girlfriend's favorite, Jiggy Lauren, and I'm rocking with Young Atlas.
Move it, baby. Move it. Move it, baby. Move it. Wanna see you move that na na na.
Jiggy, thank you for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Let's get into it. Can you tell the fans a little bit about what exactly you do?
I'm a recording artist, and I'm a songwriter.
Okay, cool. So, how did you get into those specific things?
I started recording off of an MP3 player just because I liked the way my voice sound over a beat. I didn't really take it serious. But my friends, they seen that I had a talent, so they told me, you should take it serious. Like, you're actually pretty good. And I was like, I gave it a try. I put out my first record on MySpace, I think it was. This is like back in 2008, and I'm lying, 2007. And I had pretty good feedback, and everybody, I was in school, a young cat in school. Everybody showing me love. Everybody like singing the lyrics to my song, and I'm just like, oh, okay. People actually really like my music. That's what's up. And then, so I just started recording up until probably like after high school is when I really took it serious. And then I met some people, and I would also write lyrics for my friends, because they wanted to try to start, recording too. So I'll help them out with their lyrics. And then someone caught wind of that, and they told me, they were like, yo, you're actually pretty good. I want you to write for this artist. And the artist that they wanted me to write for, they had, a buzz, they had a huge following and all of that. And that's how I started songwriting.
How would you say is a way to get into the songwriting game? Because people don't realize you could be an artist but also be a songwriter as well,
Right.
And it can be very lucrative as well.
To be honest, the easiest way to get into it is just really putting your experience, stuff that you experience, stuff that you go through, like real life situations. Everybody has a story.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on a paper, make it rhyme, and do it over a beat.
Gotcha.
That's your songwriting.
Any favorites that you have of some songs that you've written before that really come to mind?
That's a good question. This record off of this EP I just recently put out called the Blue Room Playlist. The record is called Nothing's Impossible. And I talk about something that I was dealing with, that I was struggling with, and I never thought that I would get over, or I never thought that I could be able to handle the situation, but I did, and I came through, and I told myself, wow, nothing's impossible, and I kind of spoke about it on the record, and I put it out, and literally that was everybody's favorite song on the playlist, on the project.
That's what's up. Let's dive into it. Can you tell us a little bit more about what this obstacle was that you had to?
It was about trusting, and it was about a lot of other stuff. If you want to know about it, go listen to the song.
Is it trust in a female?
Listen, you want to know about it, or the viewers that want to know about what I'm talking about, it's on the Blue Room Playlist. The record is called Nothing's Impossible.
Blue Room Playlist, Nothing's Impossible.
It's out everywhere on Spotify, on Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, whatever.
Gotcha.
YouTube, everywhere. Blue Room Playlist, Nothing's Impossible, Jiggy Lauren.
This is going to be a tough question, but I'll give you a second to think about it, all right?
Talk to me.
If you got, let's narrow it down, an artist from New York, you can write a song for them. Which artist would you choose to ghostwrite for?
From New York.
Yeah, from New York.
I would have to say Cardi B.
Okay. Why is that?
Why Cardi B?
Yeah.
Why not Cardi B? That's a better question.
Listen, that's a good question too. You know, you're a fan of Cardi B, obviously.
I admire her growth as a person and an entertainer. We all seen where she came from. We all seen where she started from, and look at where she's at. She,
Right.
you know, that's another story that you could say nothing's impossible. If you seen her how she started out, you would never imagine that she'll be at her level that she's at right now.
Right.
So like with that, nothing's impossible, and I admire that.
Yeah, her progress is incredible.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some goals that you have, because that made me start thinking about just where she's going. Like where are you trying to maybe go? Let's say end of the summer 2019. What are some goals you're trying to accomplish? Because I see you're working very hard.
By this summer, my goal is to move to another state and take over that whole state.
Gotcha. What state would you ideally like to take over?
Stuck between Atlanta or Georgia or LA.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
It's like one or the other.
Yeah, that's true. Is there a reason that you want to get out of New York? Are you not feeling the city right now, or you just want to just grow your market?
It's pretty much just to grow my
Gotcha.
market, grow my brand. You know, network with other entities,
Right.
other places and stuff. It's always good to travel too.
For sure. Are you born and raised in New York City?
Yes, sir.
Where at?
It's Brooklyn, New York. Are you familiar with that?
Is that upstate?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of, sort of.
Like near Woodbury
Jersey.
Commons?
Like closer to North Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. That's what's up. So more of the suburban type
Yeah,
of
exactly,
vibe. Gotcha.
exactly.
Yeah. I see Atlanta, like, they've just been doing a lot of great work in the industry right now. So I feel
Sure.
like that's definitely a smart move to take your career to the
I had a couple shows down there.
Okay.
I had a couple performances down there, and the reception that I got was crazy. I got a lot of love. I get love in New York, of course.
Right.
But Atlanta love, different type of love. Like down south, period. Like they really show love to, like, you know, they embrace the New York vibe and the New York energy. And probably wherever you're from, like you go down south, they just show you love.
No, for sure. That's what's up. I wanted to see, and you know, you gave some great tips, like just being authentic when it comes to writing a song, right? Like just go off emotion. What's your process like when it's your own track, just like you're recording? Do you write, like, because you're obviously a ghostwriter, do you write before, have it ready? Do you kind of go in and go off the dome? Like, how do you process your own tracks?
First, yeah, I'm scared to say this because, you know, people might see this and try to steal my tips, but it's all good. I would go through beats, depending on my mood. My mood will match the beat that I choose, pretty much. I go through the beat, I pick the beat that I want. Then I'll probably, if someone's with me, I'll probably ask them to, yo, say a random sentence. And then out of that sentence, I'll pick a word, and that word will be the topic of the song. And then once I get the topic or the theme of the song, I'll, you know, freestyle melodies. Just like I'll hum it. I'll hum the melody to the hook or whatever. And once I find the melody that I like, I just put words on it and I just freestyle from there.
Gotcha.
And then,
So you try and find a topic, and then you branch out from there.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a unique approach. I understand why you didn't want to have them steal the sauce, but it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah,
I'm with Young Atlas,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Whatever y'all want, man.
You're protected. We got lawyers. You're all right. You know? So don't worry about that.
That's what's up.
Where I see you've done some shows here in New York. You know, I saw you were on a really talented bill with Young M.A. and Drewski. How was that with Hot 97, right?
Mm.
How was that experience getting to work with such, you know, established great artists?
That was a great moment for me, because it just showed. Sometimes, you know, we get stuck on what we do. We get so focused, we don't really see how far we got. So like that moment showed me like, okay, you know, the hard work paid off.
For sure. Speaking of hard work, you're around so many people in the industry that are big time, like the people that were on that bill. Like, who are some, I wouldn't say underrated, but some people that really have some great work ethic that you've kind of maybe taken from in terms of, wow, they're really doing it, that helps motivate you and, you know, push your career?
I would have to say Tory Lanez, of course.
Okay.
Future, of course. The whole freestyle approach that I do, I kind of took that from Lil Wayne. And actually a lot of people in the industry took that from Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I feel like Lil Wayne started that freestyle approach.
You think like T.I. and Gucci, like, you know?
Yeah, like, cause people, you know, they write down their words and they read it and they rap it to the mic. Lil Wayne writes down nothing.
Right.
It just all up here, and he, you know, he'll think for a second, tell the engineer, all right, play the beat, and then he'll rap like 2 lines or 3 lines, and he'll stop, think of something else, and then go again. And I admire that, and I like that, and it makes you more creative in a way.
You like, did you see the Carter documentary about Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. I brought that up because it was interesting just seeing his process. Like, this dude really is not writing anything down.
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah. I was just like, that's when I was like, yo, this guy is on another level. And his double entendres, all that, just
crazy.
You know, it's wild. Yeah. It's like, you know, he's a prodigy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I, you know, I know you've been in the game. So what are, other than Cardi B, like, who are some other artists you would maybe look forward to working with? You know, that let's make it more specific. That kind of mesh well with your style and the way you flow. You know.
I like that question. I would have to say, I really like Dej Loaf.
Okay, Dej Loaf.
So if you're listening, you know what I mean? Yeah, I really like Dej Loaf. I would love to work with her. I would love to work with Future.
Right.
I would love to work with Jeremiah.
Gotcha.
I feel like Jeremiah is underrated.
Yeah.
I feel like he puts out like a lot of heat.
And he's really consistent too.
Yeah,
you know?
he don't really get the love he deserves. That's how I feel. I can only speak for myself. That's how I feel. But I'd love to work with Jeremiah.
That's an interesting point because I feel like the game right now is like so much. You know, Jeremiah's like kind of a low-key cat, right? So I feel like if he was way more flashy out with all these celebrities hitting the clubs and ordering, making these clubs look like July 4th all the time and shit like that, he'd be like, you know, more out there. But you know, that's, you got to respect that. He's a man of substance. Like, yo, he's putting in that work. You see him on the top 10s all day. Like, that speaks for itself, you know. And then in terms of these different cities that you've been in, so you've been to LA, you know, Atlanta, New York, obviously. Just to kind of chill and be you, like, what's more your speed? Like, where would you like to just potentially, like, you know, chill at? Like, where you're kind of your most self?
I'd have to say Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Atlanta's the place.
Okay.
For me, I can't even speak for everybody, but Atlanta's dope.
All right, this interview's over. This is for New York. I'm joking with you. Nah. I hear you, man. Like, it's just Atlanta and QC, they're kicking our ass, bro. Like, you know, like, they're just putting in a lot of work. I feel like they're setting the tone now, you know? Like, just, it's interesting how it's not even a bad thing, just the tides are kind of changing, you know? Because I feel like New York was really setting the trend for a while, but I don't know, I feel like New York, what's kind of difficult, it's more cutthroat, like, like, I'm not giving you my plug, all that, you know, like, everything is whoop whoop.
See, I didn't want to say it.
You know, I'm in New York all day. It's rough, you know.
I didn't want to say it, but it's true.
Because my boy went to Atlanta, he was like, yo, I go to Atlanta, they're like, yo, this is my producer, this is the club owner here, like, they're just plugging you in New York.
I ain't lying.
You got to give me 20 grand, I'll give you that number, you know, like.
I ain't lying, man. But it is what it is. It's like, you know, New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Without a doubt.
New York, it breeds animals and go-getters, and you gotta be hungry. If you're from New York, you try to make it, you gotta be hungry. Like, it ain't,
Especially
New York ain't for everybody.
If you have your own business in New York, which I do, like, people don't understand why I'm like, you know, be moody sometimes. Like, the amount of rejection I get if I start my day at 8 a.m. and it's just lunchtime is ridiculous,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm still making some things happen, you know, so it's not for everyone. You gotta be tough. But I do think for artists and people like ourselves, it's important that we work together and collaborate more. Like,
True.
I've been telling that to people in New York. You can get so much farther if you're collaborating with other people that have strengths where you don't.
That's
you know?
a fact.
And like, let's learn from Atlanta. It's like they're killing it, you know. Like,
Everybody is gelling together. Everybody, you know, everybody's a helping hand.
right.
And
No, you said it, man. You said it. You know, like, all right, let's switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about more the music, ghostwriting. Take us a little bit into the business of ghostwriting. Like, how does that work? Does someone hit you up, like, say, hey, I got this amount of bread for you to write a track? Like, how does it kind of work in terms of the monetary exchange?
it really depends on the artist and the writer.
Okay.
And there's always different types of agreements.
Right.
So they could, like you said, there could be one type of agreement where, like, the artist would hit up the songwriter like, hey, I got this beat, I need a dope idea, I got $500 for you. It's up
Gotcha.
to the writer to be like, okay, I'll take the 500, here's the idea.
Right.
Or the writer could be like, I want 500 plus 50% off, you know, the
Gotcha.
royalties and all of that.
Gotcha.
It all depends on.
So it's very case by case.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that makes sense. Are there any like artists that you can put some gems on that people wouldn't know are ghostwriting for a lot of artists? Because I know there's a lot that people don't know. Like, yo, that person has a lot more influence than you might think. You know.
Sway Lee.
Sway Lee.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but you heard it here.
This guy.
Sway Lee.
He's on a lot of things.
What about Ty Dolla $ign? Is he doing his thing too? I've heard some rumors about that.
I don't think he's writing.
Or maybe producing, or maybe I'm just completely wrong. You know.
Maybe you're completely
Yeah,
wrong.
I might be. You know.
Yeah,
We
probably
can edit
pretty
that
wrong.
out, but we won't, you know, because that's kind of funny. We'll keep that. Nah, but that's interesting. I didn't know about this Sway Lee thing.
Yeah.
And then in terms of, you know, I know you like some R&B too. You know, like Jeremiah. If you had an R&B, like, let's say, singer that you would want to ghostwrite for, who's someone you would be interested in working with?
It would definitely be. I have two people in mind.
Okay.
Ty Dolla $ign
Okay.
and LMA.
Nice. Why do you pick those two?
Ty Dolla $ign, I kind of take from him too a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay.
Like, he has a unique style, unique voice.
Yeah.
You know, like I like his music, and I feel like if I could bring some of my flavor to his stuff, we can make great things. And I feel the same way about LMA. I mean, she writes her own stuff too, so. But I would love to work with her.
Got you. Any producers that you're looking forward to working with?
Definitely London on the Track. I would love to work with Timbaland.
Timbaland,
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah.
Anyone ever tell you kind of remind them of London on the Track?
Yo,
You've ever gotten that?
I get that all the time.
Yeah, I was just.
I'll be looking at him like, yo, did I take that picture? I don't remember taking this
'cause
picture.
I feel like I saw his interview recently. I think it was with Kevin Lyles at the Breakfast Club, and he brought London on the Track. I think he's managing him now. Yeah, shout out to Kevin. But in terms of, I know, since in terms of being a ghostwriter, you just understand so much more, I feel like, about business, about the behind the scenes of the industry, which is a big upside, right? Compare if you were just a recording artist or whatnot. So that probably opens the doors to like a lot more possibilities in this industry.
Definitely.
There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, make a dollar if you understand what you're doing.
Definitely.
Like, what are some other things you're interested in maybe getting involved in outside of the songwriting and being a recording artist yourself?
Definitely my own fan base
Okay.
and a bigger fan base. Cause I'm gonna give y'all a little tea. When I started songwriting, I was songwriting for this artist, and you could say I was around the wrong people. So I always stated like I'm a recording artist first, but I also write. So I'm here writing for this artist, but I'm also at the same time trying to put my stuff out and try to build my brand. This is like a couple years ago, and the artist I was working with, we built a relationship. So we would, I would create records for that person, for the artist, and we kind of made an agreement like, okay, I'll get you these records, and you promote my stuff, and you promote me as a brand.
Gotcha. Little exchange.
Yeah.
And
they had a tough time, holding up their part, of the bargain.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand why until I sat down with people that I trust. One of them is here today, and then they pretty much told me like, sometimes you might be more talented than the artist, and they know that, so they don't want to give you that spotlight because they give you that spotlight, and it's a wrap for them.
Were these artists from New York?
Yeah.
Back to what we were saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cutthroat. No, I can see
It's
how
like-
that.
I understand that a little
No,
bit,
it makes sense.
but it's like,
But if you also look at it more through the lens of the bigger you are and more successful, the better it is for them too. Like
Yeah,
it's not like
but
that.
they-
It would
they
hurt,
won't-
but they're not gonna.
they won't look at it like that.
Right, exactly.
And then so after that situation, I kind of like stepped away from songwriting and focused on me. And once I started focusing on me, the same energy that I was putting into that artist, I started putting into me. And that's when everything changed. That's when I started getting more opportunities for
Got
myself. You feel me?
That was a crucial pivot right there.
So it's like, so now it's like, before I was songwriting for like, I was kind of doing favors and, swapping. But now it's a whole different approach when I songwrite. Now it's strictly business.
Gotcha. Love it.
Because now it's like, I don't really have to write for you, but you need my records more than my records need you.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Nah, that makes sense. So you got a little bit more leverage coming
Yeah.
into the negotiating.
Exactly.
Now that's what's up. We're gonna get a little off topic here, but I gotta ask, since you've been to LA, Atlanta, obviously New York, like, which city has the hottest girls?
I see. There's a trick.
But we're gonna go twofold. The city with the hottest, then we'll go into like the city with the most loyal, most.
Cool,
We're really
cool.
gonna dive into this topic a little bit.
I feel like it's a tie between Atlanta and North Carolina.
North Carolina, huh?
North
Interesting.
Carolina. Listen, North Carolina, they got some things out there.
I went to a UNC game, and I saw a lot of blondes. I'm not gonna lie, but that was really one side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Greensboro and Raleigh and Charlotte, and they got some things out there.
Word up.
You said what?
I said word up.
Yeah. So, but Atlanta, they got some things out there too, but the things might be something else sometimes.
Oh shit.
When
We went there.
When you think it's
Yeah. You gotta be careful, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
This, cut that out. Cut that part out.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, I'm just being honest, man.
Yeah,
I'm being
man.
honest.
Hopefully not from personal experience, but we'll cut that out as well.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
No, that's real. Cause I mean, I've been to. I think nothing can compete so much with New York, especially if you know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting. And then in terms of just productivity, right? Where you can get most done, New York, Atlanta, like where are you like most in the zone?
I'll definitely have to say New York.
Yeah.
When I'm in New York, I get everything done. Everything is here.
Yeah, it's clicking.
You know, on the
Yeah.
radio stations. Like when you're an artist, the DJs are your best friends.
Right.
The music scene is New York. New York.
Got you.
So when I need to be most productive, I'm in New York.
For sure.
When I want to chill and relax, Atlanta or LA.
Got you.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. Let's jump into the promotion of a record real quick. What are some ways that you like to really get your music out there?
I would promote my music off my Instagram, my Twitter, sometimes Facebook. I need to get more on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook's expensive now. It's annoying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't used it in a minute, so I don't know.
I feel like the prices on Instagram ads are gonna go up. It's a good time to just utilize
Word.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
a quick tip.
That's pretty much that's it.
And then you like at or send a lot of DJs in your network your songs. They start
definitely,
pushing them out.
Email. I'm in my email a lot,
Right.
emailing songs and receiving emails and all of that.
What about the playlist game? Are you trying to get on like these big Spotify playlists to get the streaming numbers
Oh yeah,
up?
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple connects that's working on it as we speak.
Right.
I'm actually on one playlist. I'm on one playlist. It's called. I forgot what it's called. High Potency.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, because these playlists can really help you get organic streams and
definitely.
target the right demographic that you want listening to your music. In terms of some stuff coming up that you got working on, what are any projects coming up, singles, like, you know, this is time to plug in what's
So
going on.
earlier I mentioned the Blue Room playlist that I recently released in October. I will be releasing the Red Room playlist probably late June,
Okay.
middle of June, around
Gotcha.
there. 4 records. You know, it's like more of the strip club vibe, the R&B vibe, stuff like that. You know, I got records for everybody, but the Red Room playlist consists of records that, you know, you would hear in the club, strip clubs, and stuff like that. The Blue Room playlist had records like, it was like the island vibe, the Caribbean vibe.
Yeah.
So like, I'm doing this thing where like, I'll put out a playlist and give it a color, and it'll be 4 records of a specific vibe.
Oh, that's dope.
So it's pretty much, please don't steal that idea. It's pretty much records for everybody that, you know, everybody can listen to.
Got you. So I'm gonna ask 2 more questions. One is gonna be a little off topic, and then the last one will bring everything home.
Gotcha.
Best strip clubs, Atlanta, New York. What's going on there? Like, or are you not a strip club person?
Well, of course I'm a strip club person.
You never know. You know?
You're right. You're right. You do. You never know. But to be honest with you,
You bringing up North Carolina again? I'm joking.
to be honest with you, the strip clubs in Atlanta, you know, the girls get naked.
Okay.
They get like butt naked.
Didn't know that.
And in New York, they don't get fully naked. Like, they don't have to. It's not, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like New York strip clubs are the best strip clubs.
Gotcha. That's a
Yeah.
big win.
Yeah, like we got the strip clubs. I'm not gonna lie. We got the strip clubs.
Starlets or lust?
Starlets.
Starlets all day, right?
All day.
Yeah, starlets
That
all
was
day.
easy. That was
Yeah, I
easy.
might go tonight. Fuck it. And then I wanted to just close out with something educational so people can learn a little something about the game. You're around so much talent, so many different artists. What is some advice you would give an artist that is trying to start out now and make a career out of being a recording artist?
I would definitely tell them, believe in yourself. It might sound cliche, but it's the real thing. If you really want to do it, you gotta believe in yourself. It's cliche, I know, I get it. You hear it 100 times, but if you hear it 100 times, that means it's true.
Yeah.
So believe in yourself, bet on yourself, trust yourself. Don't depend on others. Like, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Surround yourself with genuine people. Now, what I mean by genuine, you could have a group of people that have power and connections, but they're not genuine. And you could have another group of people that, you know, is working towards having that power and working towards having that connection, those connections, but they're all genuine. Pick that group, because you will win in the long run.
That's
all I gotta say about that.
I appreciate you sitting down with us. If you can just let the fans know where they can find you on your social media handles.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Backpage, MySpace, Black Planet.
They actually shut down Backpage.
Did they?
Yeah, it sucks.
Damn.
Yeah, that was hard on all of us.
No wonder I couldn't log in the other day.
I know that. I'm a sick one, you know. So, yeah.
Black people meet, Christian mingle, Jiggy Lauren, JIGGY LAUREN. No underscore, no numbers, no funny characters, just Jiggy Lauren. Hit me up on Instagram. I'm on Instagram the most though. So yeah.
Appreciate
You can find my
sitting
music
down.
on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, everywhere. It's on all platforms. Blue Room playlist is out now. Red Room playlist coming soon. I promise. Yeah.
Appreciate you sitting down.
Appreciate you for having me.
No problem.